There we go. Ultimo peon. Okay, let's play d4. The server's been acting a little strange. I think there's more people playing than ever before. I just had something like this recently. But I haven't played d4 yet, so let's go into a fianchetto setup against the against the King's Indian. I should have played with knight c3 to see if he really wanted to play a King's Indian or a Grenfeld. He can play the Grenfeld here. And I'll still be in a fianchetto setup. Yeah, he does. Okay, well, this is a new position for me. But this is good, isn't it? Since I haven't played knight c3, he can't take my knight. And where is his knight going? Yeah, I guess I'm okay in this opening. Got the big center. Got reasonable development. And not much counterplay yet. So if I kick the bishop and he takes, I have to retake with the bishop, but that's okay. Because I want to keep this pawn defended. Let's go ahead and ask him if he wants to give me the bishop pair too. He wants to retreat instead. Okay. So this looks like a fine position. I can put my bishop on e3 and my queen on d2. Trade off his dark squared bishop. That's one idea. Another idea also, starting with the bishop move, would be to put the rook on c1, the open file, take advantage of that. And then there's bishop to g5 as a possible idea. Okay, he's attacking the h-pawn, so let's defend it. This setup is usually quite solid with the bishop and the king defending the h-pawn. Not easy to bring a third piece to bear. And if he starts pushing pawns, he'll weaken his own king side. And now he's playing that. He is playing that move without having the queen here, so it's no threat. But I still like bishop e3, queen d2 as a way to get my pieces out. And now if he moves his rook, that'll be a signal that he wants to preserve the bishop, because then I'll play bishop h6 and he can drop his bishop back to h8. If he keeps the bishop there, I can trade it off. I think it'd be good to get rid of that bishop. I am a bit weak on this diagonal here. It's not like it's a closed center. It's half open. And he's allowing it. Okay. Let's go do that then. I see. His idea is to increase the pressure on the e-pawn. Two attackers, one defender. I could just defend it with the rook for now. I don't need to move my knight. If I move the knight out of the way, the bishop will defend, of course. There are various options to push. My opponent left the game. I may claim victory in 70, 69, 68 seconds. Oh, it looks like he came back. Be a little early to declare victory. But, pushing the e-pawn forward allows him to drop a knight into d5. Pushing the d-pawn forward, I think he can just take it. He's got two knights and a bishop, as well as the pawn on that square. I just have queen and knight. Might be nice if I could provoke him to play e5 in some way, then I could push on with d5. Might be interesting. Okay, let's just trade off that bishop. Now, here's an idea. Now, I guess it doesn't work. I was going to say queen here, and pushing the pawn forward would expose this knight on e7, which is undefended, but his knight would naturally go to d5, defending the other knight, so that wouldn't actually work. Okay, let's do normal development. Rook to the c file. And, I can bring my rook, or my knight. My knight could hop into e5. Queen could go to f4 and coordinate against c7, or the knight could go to b4 and coordinate against c7. Let's see. So knight b4, though, he can just take on knight to b5, I guess. Yeah, knight b5, he just takes on e4. If he takes with the knight, I'll have to move my queen, and maybe he'll have time to defend the c pawn. So I don't even get to round up that c pawn. So queen f4. He can attack the queen with this knight going to h5, but maybe that's not such a great spot for the knight, and my queen can maybe step over here. Just looking to get in the knight b4 move with a little more tempo. Maybe knight to e5 still is an idea. Yeah, we'll see what he plays in this position. It's interesting how he got his bishop over here to b7. It came out to c6. It went to d7, c6, and then back to b7. Kind of roundabout. But it is keeping pressure on the center there. So he starts to pile up on the d pawn, but it's just one attacker, one defender. So knight to b5 hits c7. What does he do? Does he push it forward, block in his bishop? Does he go all the way to c5 where I could trade it off? Let's see. And if he kicks my queen, I can drop my queen back to e3. If he kicks my queen with knight to h5. If he goes c6 to kick my knight away, can I drop the knight in here? I think I can. It attacks his queen. If he attacks my queen, hey, he does play c6. I mean, one thing that's nice about that is it blocks in his bishop. pawn is also pinned there, so he's not actually threatening my knight. So I could consider d5, but he can take it with the e-pawn and then with the knight. So that's not going to help. Yeah, so let's go back to this knight d6 idea. It hits his queen. He attacks my queen. I take his queen. He takes my queen. I take his knight. He takes my knight. It's not so great. This is just an idea. I'm just stopping his knight from coming into h5 so I can play knight to d6. Let's see if I can get away with this. I'm relying on this pin here. So I don't have to move my knight right away. And now I think I am threatening knight. Knight to... My opponent left the game again. Oh, there he's back. Knight to d6 again. And this time I'll have to move the queen because he won't have a counter threat on my queen. And after that, I can take his bishop. And then maybe get this weakened c-pawn. Another idea with the knight on with the knight on e6 is I could just d6 is I could just leave it there. Now I can't play it. I cannot play it. But what I was about to say was if I had a knight on d6, well, the knight on e5 would work, and then chase this knight away so I could take here. Let's try this. Knight e5, hitting the queen. So he still doesn't have time to take this knight. The queen could go back to e8. That would defend f7, and it would unpin this pawn. Or it would continue to, that pawn would continue to be unpinned, I guess. I mean, he's unpinned it already. I just have played this move here because it's tempo on his queen, so he can't take my knight. Yeah, it goes there. So I think I do have to, I don't have to retreat. I can come forward. Always better to go forward than backwards if you can arrange it. Okay, so let's take there. See how he takes back. Yeah, so if I kick this knight now, he can go to h5, and I can't really have to move my queen. Can't do much about it. This is defended by knight and bishop and attacked by knight and rook. Pawn forward, he can just take it. I have the bishop there, so he takes, I take, I push. He takes, I take, he takes. I'm attacking with the bishop, and he's defending with the bishop and two knights and a rook. Okay, that is not happening, although it does open the rook here to his knight. I guess I'm going to go ahead and play that move. I mean, let's put my queen somewhere where it won't get taken. Where I'm holding on to things here. Maybe I can chase his knight away with bishop to f3 and take it. But he played f5, so I can take on Passat. He'll take with the knight or the queen. If I don't do that, he will push that pawn forward, I guess. So we'll take on Passat. And whatever piece comes back there, I was expecting him to take with the knight. I mean, so I can bring my knight back to g4. That looks like a good square, and maybe queen h6 is a follow-up. He can take here. Oh, he goes there. Okay, so he just wants to sue for peace. But I mean, this should be a good endgame for me. I am a piece up. Not a piece up, an exchange up. He gets a pawn for the exchange. So maybe I should pause and defend the pawn. Is that right? Yeah, let's do that. I can have my bishop. So it'll be a rook, 2 rooks, and 2 pieces against 1 rook and 3 pieces. Yeah, I'm up the exchange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pawns versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm just up a pure exchange. And if I can hold on to my center pawns, I'll have the better position in the center. Yeah, and if he doesn't take my bishop, yeah, he took it. It makes sense to take it off. And he's exploiting the pin to attack this pawn here. So I unpin, he'll play knight takes, I guess, because rook takes, I'll take his knight. And then his knight is kind of pinned there. How can I attack it? Well, we'll start with unpinning. I can't go there. Play here, I guess. Oh, you know, it was not a pin. I was seeing things. This pawn was in the way. It was not a pin at all. A little hallucination there. Okay, let's get the king off of that diagonal of the bishop. Put a rook here on the g file. Push the h-pawn. That's my plan. Focus on the king side. Okay, that's defended. But now if I go there, he will have a check over there. I do need an extra defender because the knight can be chased away from its perch. Like so. I mean, I could move my knight with check, but it was a pain. This king is going over there. It's crazy. I'm going to try and soften up the pawns over here on the queen side. Again, he wants to chase my knight. Well, the knight can go back where it came from. And there's a check here, forking the king and the rook. And we are down to the last few minutes here. He ran out of time. Yeah, I don't know what this is. If he took here, I did have this move with check. He can't come here because of the knight. So he has to go here or here. I don't know, it's looking close to a mating net there. If he goes back here, I have the check and take rook, so he has to go here. And I can move my king again with check. Yeah, he might get mated there. Anyway, I think he was in big trouble, so we will upload this and do a postmortem, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.